Be me, 29F, living the absolute apex of the millennial dream in downtown Seattle. Senior VP of Brand Strategy for a luxury lifestyle group. My job is basically telling rich people which beige sofa makes them look the most intellectual. Making $145,000 base, plus bonuses that funded my addiction to vintage Celine bags. Drive a pearl white Range Rover Evoque. It never touches dirt, ever. Living in a glass box on the 34th floor overlooking the Sound. The aesthetic is everything. Cold brew in the morning, reformer Pilates at lunch, natural wine at night. My life is a perfectly curated feed of neutrals, succulence, and success. Enter Simon. My husband of 3 years. Simon was safe. Met him at a university mixer. I was business and marketing, shark eyes. Looking for a future CEO. He was geology, literally studying rocks. He was 6'2", broad shoulders, looked like he could chop wood. Thought I could mold him. Thought he'd go into energy consulting or work for big oil and make the big bucks. Instead, he works for the State Survey Office. Government salary, $75,000 a year. In this city, that's basically poverty wages for our lifestyle. But he was sweet. He fixed things. He carried the groceries without complaining. He was the steady baseline to my chaotic lead guitar. But God, he was embarrassing at dinner parties. We'd be at a gallery opening with tech VCs and influencers. Someone would ask what he does. I analyze soil compaction rates in the Cascade foothills. You could watch the light leave their eyes. I'd step in, laugh, touch his arm. He's helping prevent landslides. He's basically a superhero. Spin. Always spin. But deep down, I resented it. I resented the dirt under his fingernails that he couldn't scrub out. I resented his 2004 Toyota Tundra that leaked oil on our parking spot. I resented that he was content. He didn't want the Patek Philippe. He wanted a new rock hammer. He didn't want the trip to Como. He wanted to go hiking in the Badlands. I viewed him as a placeholder until he grew up, until he realized that money was the only scorecard that mattered. Then came the maps. It started in November. Simon stops coming to bed at normal times. He's in the spare room, my yoga studio/meditation space, until 3 a.m. I walk in one night. He's covered the floor in topographic maps. Old ones. Yellowed paper, smelling of dust. He's got satellite imagery up on his 3 monitors. He looks manic. What are you doing, Si? I have a brunch with the Nordstrom team in 5 hours. He looks up, eyes wide, bloodshot. I found it, Jen. I think I actually found it. I sigh. Found what? The lost city of Atlantis? A caldera. A collapsed volcanic structure in northern Nevada. Okay, and? It's not just a volcano, Jen. It's a claystone deposit. The geography matches the McDermott caldera, but it's totally overlooked. The lithium concentrations, the preliminary spectral analysis implies it's off the charts. Lithium, batteries. I knew enough buzzwords to know that was a thing. So, tell your boss. Get a bonus. He stands up. He looks serious. Deadly serious. No, if I tell the state, it becomes public record. If I tell a mining corp, they give me a pat on the head and take billions. I want to file the claim myself. I laugh. A sharp, brittle sound. You want to buy a volcano. I want to buy the mineral rights to 4,000 acres of scrubland. It's dirt cheap because nobody thinks there's anything there. It's listed as grazing waste. How much, Simon? He hesitates. We need to liquidate the 401ks, both of them, and refinance the condo to pull out the equity. We need about $300,000 cash for the land auction and initial core drilling permits. The room stops spinning. It just freezes. He wants to take my safety net, my retirement, the equity in my glass tower, and throw it into a hole in the ground in Nevada. Absolutely not. Jen, listen. The EV market is exploding. By 2030, the supply deficit for lithium is going to be massive. If I'm right, this claim isn't worth thousands. It's worth 9 figures. And if you're wrong, I'm not wrong. The stratigraphy doesn't lie. If you're wrong, Simon, we are homeless. We are destitute. I am not 22 anymore. I am not starting over. He tries to grab my hands. His are rough, calloused. Trust me. For once, just trust me instead of managing me. That stung. But not enough to make me stupid. The fight lasted 2 weeks. It was ugly. I brought up his salary. I brought up that I paid for the vacations. I brought up that he was living in a fantasy world because he felt inadequate compared to my friends' husbands. That one broke him. Saw the light go out in his eyes. He stopped yelling. He just became very quiet. Tuesday night. Rain hitting the floor-to-ceiling windows. I'm going to do it, Jen. I can't let you ruin us, Simon. I'm not ruining us. I'm trying to build something real, but I can't do it if you're holding the leash. If you touch those accounts, I'm filing for divorce. I threw it out there like a grenade. The ultimate leverage. The nuclear option. He looked at me. Really looked at me, like he was studying a sample under a microscope. Okay. Just okay. I didn't expect that. I expected begging. I expected him to fold. He chose the dirt. He chose the invisible rocks over me. The divorce was fast. No kids, thankfully. We split the assets. I kept the condo. He couldn't afford it anyway. I kept my retirement accounts. I bought him out of his share of the equity with a loan from my dad. He took his meager savings, his truck, and the payout from the buyout. Total cash in his pocket. Maybe $280,000. He packed his clothes in garbage bags, loaded up the Tundra. He looked lighter, younger. You're making a mistake, Sai. You're going to die alone in the desert. Maybe, he said, but at least I'll be free. He drove off. I felt relief. Pure, unadulterated relief. I had trimmed the fat. I was lean, mean, and ready to upgrade. 6 months later, I'm dating Julian. Julian is a commercial architect. He wears turtlenecks and glasses with clear frames. He drives a Porsche Taycan. He talks about brutalist influences and experiential retail. We look incredible together. Power couple. We go to Tulum. We go to Art Basel. I post a photo of us on a yacht. 800 likes. My friends gush. Upgrade of the century, babe. So glad you dropped the rock bit. I check up on Simon occasionally. Hate scrolling. He has no Instagram. But I find a blog post from a small mining journal. Picture of him standing in the middle of a desolate, gray wasteland. He has a beard. Looks like a fanatic. Living in a retrofitted Airstream trailer. Independent geologist begins core sampling at Crow Creek. I show Julian. He laughs. Look at that desolate hellscape. Guy is literally digging his own grave. We toast with champagne. Life is good. Year 2. The cracks start to show. Julian is leveraged. Heavily. He's financing a massive mixed-use development in Belltown. Interest rates start creeping up. The market gets jittery. My job starts getting stressful. Luxury spending is the first thing to get cut when the economy wobbles. My bonus gets slashed. I have to start paying attention to the price of oat milk. Julian is stressed. He's not the cool, calm architect anymore. He's drinking scotch at 10 a.m. He snaps at me. You don't understand the pressure, Jen. You just plan parties. Ouch. We fight. It's not like the fights with Simon. Simon fought for ideas. Julian fights for ego. I check on Simon again. Nothing for months. Then, a forum post on a penny stock board. Apex Minerals, APX, files 43101 technical report. Preliminary drill results show higher-grade lithium claystone than Thacker Pass. The stock is trading at 40 cents. I Google 43101. It means he found something. I feel a weird twist in my stomach. But it's penny stocks. It's gambling. It's fake money. Julian's project gets halted. Funding dried up. He asks to borrow money from me. Just a bridge loan, babe. $50,000. I'll pay you back double in 3 months. I hesitate. I remember Simon asking for the money. I said no to Simon because I thought it was stupid. I say yes to Julian because I'm afraid of losing the status he gives me. I write the check. 2 months later, Julian leaves me for the daughter of his lead investor. 23 years old, influencer. He blocks me on everything. The $50,000 is gone. I try to sue, but he's bankrupt on paper. I am alone in my glass box. The mortgage payments are suffocating me. I have to sell the Range Rover. I lease a Honda Civic. It feels like a demotion to the minor leagues. I turn 32. My friends are getting married, having babies. I am the cautionary tale. The the girl who had it all and fumbled the bag twice. But I still have my pride. I am still a city girl. I am not a desert rat. Then the news hits. It's everywhere. Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, TechCrunch, the great American battery boom. Major auto manufacturer signs exclusive supply deal with Apex Minerals. Strategic investment of $400 million by global mining giant. I see the face. It's Simon, but not the bearded hermit. He's clean-shaven, wearing a suit, but not a stiff corporate suit. A custom, unstructured linen suit. He looks rugged but refined. He looks like money, old money. Real money. CEO Simon Vance announces one of the largest lithium discoveries in North American history. Projected valuation of the deposit, $4.5 billion. I drop my phone. The screen cracks. Fitting. I read the article through the spiderweb fractures. He owns 35% of the company. He didn't sell out early. He held 35% of a multi-billion-dollar valuation. I do the math. My hands shake so bad I can't use the calculator app. Hundreds of millions. Liquid. Generational wealth. Empire-building wealth. And I had owned half of the seed money he needed, if I had just stayed. If I had just let him sell the stupid condo, we would be flying private. We would be buying islands. Not just rich. Oligarch rich. I spend 3 days in bed. I call in sick. I drink cheap wine because I can't afford the good stuff anymore. I stalk him. He's bought a ranch near the mine, but he also bought a penthouse in San Francisco. He's donating to climate research. He's on the cover of Forbes, the stone-cold billionaire. The article quotes him. I had to risk everything. I had to shed all the dead weight in my life to focus purely on the geology. It was a lonely path, but clarity requires solitude. Dead weight. That's me. I am the dead weight. I get angry. Irrational. Blinding anger. I was the one who made him presentable. I was the one who taught him how to dress. I supported him for 3 years on his government salary. I deserve a cut. I call a lawyer. Equitable distribution? I ask. Lawyer laughs. You signed a clean break agreement. You took the condo. He took the worthless assets. You have no claim. The asset was acquired post-separation, or with funds explicitly separated in the divorce decree. You got exactly what you asked for. I hang up. Desperation sets in. Maybe he misses me. We had good times, right? The road trips? The movie nights? Surely he remembers the connection. He's a billionaire now. He needs someone who knows him. Not these gold diggers. Someone who knew him when he was a nobody. I convince myself this is a romantic gesture. I am saving him from the sharks. I find his email. Not the corporate one. His old personal one. Subject. Thinking of you. Hey Sai. Long time. I saw the news. Incredible. I always knew you were a genius. I know things ended badly, but I've been doing a lot of growing. I miss our talks. I miss my best friend. Let me buy you a coffee next time you're in Seattle. No pressure. Just catching up. Nexo Jen. I hit send. I wait. I check my email every 30 seconds. I rehearse what I'll say. I'll be humble. I'll be soft. I'll wear that blue dress he liked. 24 hours pass. 48 hours. 1 week. Nothing. Maybe he changed his email. Then, a notification. LinkedIn. He viewed my profile. My heart hammers. He's looking. He's interested. Then, an email comes in. From Executive Assistant to Mr. Vance. My stomach drops. Dear Miss Reynolds, Mr. Vance received your correspondence. He asked me to convey that, while he appreciates the sentiment, his current schedule does not permit personal engagements. He wishes you the best in your future endeavors. Please do not contact his private channels again. Signed by some girl named Chloe. He asked me to convey. He didn't even type it. He dictated my rejection to an assistant while probably looking at a map of his empire. He big-leagued me. It wasn't anger. It was indifference. I wasn't even an enemy anymore. I was a footnote. A minor geological anomaly he had already surveyed and moved past. I go to work the next day. My boss is yelling about font sizes on a pitch deck. I look at her. She's 50, divorced, wearing Chanel, miserable. I look at my future. It's a long beige tunnel. I check the news one last time. Paparazzi photos of Simon in Italy. He's on a boat in Lake Como, the place I always wanted to go. He's with a woman. She's not a model. She's wearing hiking boots and a sundress. No makeup. Wind-blown hair. She's holding a rock hammer. They're laughing. He looks at her with a look he never gave me. Adoration. Respect. She's a volcanologist from Iceland. A peer. Someone who understands the dirt. I close the tab. I look at my reflection in my powered-down monitor. Perfect hair. Perfect skin. Designer blouse. Empty. I had a diamond in the rough. I threw him away because I wanted a rhinestone. Now I'm just another brick in the glass tower, watching the real world pass me by. Be me. Waggy for life. Only lithium I own is in the battery of my leased Civic. It doesn't hold a charge.